Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the king, welcome back to the channel. We have some exciting news for you guys. A developer update, patch notes have been released. There is a lot to talk about in this video, so we're going to be jumping on into this. Before we do, we are live on Twitch. Come on out, talk about these changes with me. As I've been saying all week, we've been restarting our Twitch, trying to be live every single day, and we've been committing to that. We still have a nice small base community, so I'd love for you guys to come on over, say hello, say what's up. Let's talk about these changes. Anyways, you guys are probably wondering, what are these changes? Well, Dead by Daylight posted today the developer update, and they say a new year is upon us, and we're ready to kick it off in a big way. Welcome to our January developer update, a series of blog posts delving into upcoming changes making their way into DBD. If you prefer to watch the update instead, check out the devs tape here. So there is an actual video. I'm not going to be playing the video. I'm going to be breaking this down myself. I'll show you bits and pieces of the videos of gameplay that they did show to us. If you want to watch the video yourself, you're more than welcome to. So let's start off with the clown. So the clown is getting an update. As we know, we've been speculating a lot about what these changes may be. So it says, kicking things off, the clown is receiving some changes in the upcoming mid-chapter. Our resident funny man has been cooking something up, introducing the afterpiece Antidote. This new throwable bottle shatters and releases a delayed yellow gas. Once the gas activates, anyone who steps in the gas receive a 10% movement speed bonus. Like your tonic, this effect lingers for a few seconds after leaving the gas. You can swap between the tonics and antidotes by tapping the active ability button at any time. Antidote isn't just a name, this also is a cure for any negative effects from the afterpiece tonic, so you'll want to be careful where you throw them. They may make you faster, but a poorly thrown bottle will make a survivor faster as well. Or you may want to lure a survivor into an area with no pallets remaining for a juicy antidote. But remember, if the two gases collide, they will neutralize each other and disappear. We also recognize that every second counts. That's why we've reduced the time taken to reload your bottle to 3 seconds down from 5. Reloading will give you a 4 bottle in any combination. You do not need to reload tonics and antidotes separately. Last but not least, we've done an add-on pass on the clown. There's some interesting new combinations in there that we're curious to see what you can do with that. Holy crap. So we got the clown update and what is going to be happening with those mysterious yellow bottles. They now speed you up. Now, initially hearing this, I was like, what? But then I realized that even the clown will get a movement speed bonus too if he steps in a yellow gas. So technically, you could just throw this yellow gas in front of you, walk into it, and get yourself a movement speed bonus to become 125% movement speed. This is also really good if someone is, looping you, and then you just push them faster to go into a dead zone or wherever you can catch them and get them off guard. So it'd be quite interesting to see how that's going to work with the clown. And then, of course, we have his regular things and an add-on pass. Not to mention, the reload is being adjusted, which I absolutely love. Reloads being adjusted is something that I've been asking for a very long time. In our videos where we spoke about one change to every killer, we said that he needs fast reload, so rejoice for that. We'll talk about Clown a little bit more later on. Let's go on ahead to the next big thing, the HUD update. So here we have the brand new HUD. As you can see, the perks are still in the bottom right. In the middle, it now shows you what button to click in order to use your power, as well as the left-hand corner. You also see that all the survivors have their icons next to them, so you know exactly who's in a match. The top now displays how many generators are remaining. And over here is a new thing that they added, which I'm very happy they did, from tournaments, which is a hook counter. For the killer, you will see the hook counter as 8 and the amount of times you've hooked, so just a little progress. And for survivors, you'll actually see it on the survivor side, which is absolutely amazing. Here's an example on the survivor side, and when they're down, I'll also run some gameplay in the background as we're talking of what it actually looks like. I also want to point out that if you take a look on the left-hand side, notice how we have David King 00, David King 02. These are the bots that we've been talking about coming on into DBD, so we'll see exactly what they're going to be doing. Let's carry on and reading. They said the first thing you'll probably notice is a new layout. We aim to keep things clean and familiar to longtime players while updating the HUD. But that's not all. The HUD comes with a few tricks up its sleeves. Number one is the character portraits. No longer will you stare blankly at generic figures in the corner trying to figure out which one is Meg, which one is the white. You'll now see the face of the survivor next to their name. They also incorporated a hook counter and progress. Next to each survivor portrait, you'll find a hook counter. This will help you remember who's been hooked, who hasn't, and who can't afford to be hooked again. Killers will also see a meter showing their hook progress to give them an idea of what they're doing. And probably one of the most interesting things that we've been asking for such a long time is the UI scale options. Are you squinting at a tiny screen across the room, trying to figure out what the text says? Or are you a minimalist who wants the HUD to take up as little space as possible? Either way, we have you covered. You'll find new options to increase or decrease the size of the HUD in the option menu. And to any streamers out there, don't worry, we didn't forget you. We made sure to leave space to put your camera over covering any important HUD elements. That's great. I'm very happy for that. I still wish we got our streamer mode, but we'll have to wait for that one. If they're adjusting the HUD, we might be seeing that very, very soon. But on the bright side, you now have the adjustments to increase or decrease your HUD for your perk icons or your main menu. It's absolutely amazing. Next, we have the Survivor Locomotion update. Keeping with the theme of updating what's old, we've revisited Survivor animations. As the game moves towards a more realistic direction, we felt it was only fitting to switch to more realistic and fluid animations. We have made a conscious effort to not change movement itself. Your inputs, as well as the character speed, turn rates, and acceleration, have not been changed. While the actual movement for survivors has not been changed, new animations can make it feel different to control. We'll be keeping a close eye out for feedback to make sure we find a compromise between making things look better while also keeping it feeling right. And we also have a preview, which we can go ahead and watch really quickly here. So as you can see, we now have completely new animations for when people are crouching, when they're walking around. Pretty cool stuff. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. We'll slow it down a bit. So as you can see, we have new walk animations, new run animations, new jog animations. So you can actually see the different movement speeds of what's going on. Here's the running animation, so it actually looks like you're running when you're injured. It looks beautiful. Here's the crouching animation when using the flashlight. It looks so much more realistic. Just take a look at that. And then the standing up animation, the crawling animation actually looks like crawling now rather than the weird stubby crawl we had. I'm just so happy about this. There is the falling animation when you are knocked down. There it is again. Here's you getting back up to your feet if you were recovering. Pretty awesome. Same here from the survivor side. Here's the killer knocking you down. And you can see how the camera angle moves itself. So pretty cool stuff. I love it. I absolutely love it. Moving on, I told you this update was huge. We got matchmaking rating and rank rewards. Woohoo! So let's read it. Starting with some good news. Matchmaking ratings are returning in the near future. MMR. We have been hard at work tweaking the system since our last year test, and we'll be preparing to re-enable skill-based matchmaking for another test soon. For more information on matchmaking ratings, you can click here, which takes you to the MMR post. But that's not all. Once we are happy with matchmaking ratings and turn the system on for good, we'll be introducing ranked rewards. Since ranks will no longer be used for matchmaking, they will instead be repurposed for reward dedicated players. Each month, everyone will be given blood points based on your highest rank you've reached, and then will be reset to 20. The rewards are here. So we spoke about this a lot. Rank rewards coming on into DBD. At the end of the season, you will be able to get some rank rewards for playing killer or survivor. As we know, rank means nothing at all. It just shows how long you've been playing the game. So now we're going to have MMR that accurately adheres to your skill as a certain killer, or how you play against a certain killer. And because of this, we'll now have more smooth matchmaking. Rank will mean nothing. So everybody tweeting and saying, well, why am I rank 20 getting matched with a rank 1? It means absolutely nothing now. It just shows how long you've played the game. They also said that you'll earn rewards for both killer and survivor separately. For example, if you reach rank 1 on both roles, you'll receive a total of 500,000 blood points. A nice juicy bonus to close off the season. So we might still also see some more things coming on in with rank rewards in the future. As of now, this is what we're going to be getting. They also said, I forgot to mention, that with the UI changes, they're also going to be bringing more things on as well. Next on the list is the graphical update. We spoke about this in yesterday's video, so I'm just going to quickly scroll past the images. In case you haven't seen it, you can watch yesterday's video or take a look at the images right here. Now we have some more stuff. As I said, there is a lot of things in this patch. We have Miscellaneous. Finally, let's round off this developer update with a package of small quality of life and balance changes. The Wraith now has true invisibility. A keen survivor can see the Wraith while he is cloaked by a faint shimmer. To give him a small boost, we'll be changing his cloak shimmer to only be visible when close by. The Wraith shimmer will be completely invisible beyond 24 meters, somewhat visible between 24 and 16, and unchanged when in 16. The goal is to change it so it's harder for survivors to keep tabs on the Wraith while he is cloaked, while maintaining an opportunity for a survivor to react if he approaches from the open. So this is going to give him a small but effective buff. We'll have to see what it's like in the PTP. Next, we have the Trapper changes. I love it. The Trapper now has a new escape mechanic, thank God. You've stepped in a trap, now what? Previously, you would have a 25% chance to escape a trap each attempt. That sounds simple on paper, but 4 attempts only adds up to roughly 68% chance to escape. That makes it pretty unreliable. Survivors can get out very first try before you even have a chance to react, or they could try a dozen times without escaping. To combat this, we're switching to a flat distribution. Each time a survivor steps in a trap, it will then take 1 to 6 attempts to escape. What's that in practice? Between 1 to 3 attempts, the chance is lower than before. At 4, the chances will be roughly the same as before. 5 to 6, it'll be higher than before. Add-ons will reduce the change to escape, will be updated to increase the possible number of attempts accordingly. We hope to keep that the exciting am I going to escape / am I going to get there in time moments while reducing the frustrations and making it easier to understand. As a trapper main, I am very happy about this. The amount of times that someone's been in my trap and I just leave them if they're too far away knowing they will escape has been just so much. And then sometimes I'm chasing a different survivor and they're still in the trap. So I'm happy they're bringing in a new system that almost guarantees you to know, all right, I can make it to this or I can make it to this. Next on the list is Deep Womb timers adjustments. Deep wounds have gone through few iterations, and the once reasonable 30-second timer now seems too generous. We'll be simplifying deep wounds. The deep wound timers is now 20 seconds long, regardless of how it is applied. The Legion's add-ons that remove deep wounds timer have been adjusted accordingly. We wanted to add a bit more urgency to mending, while also leaving room for edge cases. That's pretty awesome. I've done in many gameplays where I've been in deep wound against a Legion and I continue to work on a gen or cleanse a Hex Totem. So 20 seconds is going to give you that urgency to actually be like, all right, I need to mend or else I'm going to die. The next are perk changes. Again, lots of changes. Diversion, aka the Pebble perk. Diversion has found its way into the hearts of many people in spite of not being particularly powerful. I believe that the world should have more pebbles. With that in mind, we are reducing the amount of time it takes to activate Diversion and simplifying its perk tiers to make it usable at lower levels. Pretty simple fix. Next is Fixated. Don't you hate it when you get hit so hard that you forget how to walk faster? Us too. Fixated will now remain active even if you're injured. The next is Hex Undying. This is a big one. We've been watching this one closely, and there's a few things we'd like to address. Number 1, transferring the same hex multiple times can get out of hand. Hexes are meant to be strong perks that can be destroyed, and having to destroy the same hex 4 times is a bit much. Number 2, since tokens aren't transferred when a Hex Totem, Undying was unpopular with perks other than Ruin, which does not have any tokens and is immediately at full power. And finally, having aura reading on all totems also made it very powerful for tracking on top of other effects, and is a little redundant with Hextools of the Hunt. With that in mind, we're making 3 changes to Hex Undying. Here we go. This is the big one. Anytime a Hex Totem is cleansed, it will be replaced by the Hex Undying totem. Hex Undying is then deactivated. This ensures the first totem cleanse will never be your other Hex perk. Any token you've already accumulated are now kept on the Hex perk transfers totem. This way, you're not starting from scratch part way through a match. And finally, aura reading only applies to dull totems. We hope this makes hex perks other than just Ruin more appealing when used with Undying. I think this is a brilliant change. Ruin Undying was just so boring to go against, and it was basically like an insurance policy for killer. I'm happy that there are changes, and I'm a killer main. You guys can debate about that one in the comments, but I'm pretty happy about the changes myself. Iron Maiden is up next. It could be very difficult to follow up and hit the survivors within 15 seconds of them exiting a locker, so we're increasing the duration to 30, which is amazing because the 15 seconds was really not cutting it. Next is Open-Handed. Open-Handed makes it for some interesting builds, but the low values mean that you're needed to convince other survivors to stack it to see notable results. To make it more appealing choice, we're increasing the aura reading range to 8, 12, and 16, but limiting you to the effects of one open-handed at a time to prevent it from getting out of hand. To that one friend who really didn't want to run open-handed, but did anyway for the rest of the group wanted to, you're welcome. And finally, we have Second Wind, another simple one. We're reducing the time it takes your second wind to heal you after being unhooked. And there you go. That, my friends, is the developer update for January. A bunch of changes coming on into the game. The biggest and notable ones are the clown changes, MMR, locomotion, and the UI. Everything else is more of just fixing up things that need to be fixed, and I'm happy that this is going to be coming on out. Let me know what you think about all of these changes in the comments below. What is your favorite change? As the days go by, we're going to take a little bit more of a look at some of these changes, and of course, when this PTB comes out, which is more than likely to be on Tuesday, we'll be playing it, showing you guys how everything works, showing you guys the new UI, and everything like that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, leave a like if you did enjoy down below, share this around with your friends so they know about everything that is coming on up. We're live on Twitch. Make sure you guys come on out, say hello. We're going to be having a community night on Monday. Today, we're just going to be chilling, relaxing, talking about these changes, and doing our thing. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.